Okay, I want to go over with you what your table setup is going to be for your lip treatment. You're going to have a towel at the bottom. Because you're dealing with water, we're using a manicure table towel, and the bottom part of it is plasticky. So if you spill something, it doesn't spill through, just in case you have multiple clients, okay? You don't have a mess on your tabletop, it will absorb. You want to always make sure when you're working on a client so that you're not breathing on them or coughing on them. Sometimes it's very irritating for the client to have someone breathing over them. So we do have a face mask that you put on. Of course, we have our hand sanitizer that we start off with. Our small silver bowls, silvers are metal so it can retain the warmth of the water. This one I've already put my finger cocoon in, so it has already begun to cloud up, okay? But water would be clean water, nice and warm. You have your lip scrub. With the lip scrub, you have your finger cocoon. First, you start off with it dry, you dip it in the water. Again, it will start to cloud the water, and then it will soften. So for your exfoliation, okay? You have 2 facial towelettes. Then you have your lip treatment. With your lip treatment, you want to apply it with a Q-tip. Also, with the different Q-tip, you want to apply your cream. So it's either going to be your shea butter, your mango, or your honey cream. Same thing, it's just a different scent and flavor. You want to always make sure underneath here you have our trash can and our EPA bottles, spray bottles, so we can sanitize properly after each procedure. Okay, so once you have your client on the facial bed and you have draped your client, they don't need to change into a salon smock for the facial. They can just keep their clothes on, as their top is fine. You want to pull their hair back. If their hair is off to the side, it's fine. You're just doing the lip treatment, so no worries there. So of course, after we have washed and sanitized our hands, first thing that you want to do is take your lip scrub. Okay? It is the shea butter lip scrub from the Face Shop. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of this and we're going to place it on the back of our hand. Okay? You don't need a lot. The lips are a small surface. So what you want to do is you want to take your finger, insert it into the opening. You're going to pick up the scrub. Okay? You want to touch your client to the side or on the shoulders before you touch them. You don't just want to go directly onto the lips because it might startle them. So you're going to go ahead and place the scrub onto the lips. Just place it on the lips. Before you get the sponge wet, okay? Right now the sponge is hard, but before you get it wet, you want to do a circular rotation. You want to make sure your client keeps their mouth closed. You don't want to be too abrasive so that you pull the lip and open the mouth. You want to be nice, soft, and gentle. So with this exfoliation, you want to get into the nooks and crannies. So you want to pull open the lip slightly from the sides, making sure that your client still does not have their lips open. Circular rotation, slightly side to side, especially right on the edge of the lip line. Okay. Again, being gentle. The scrub itself and the little cocoon are enough for the scrub. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to dip into your water bowl and you're going to dip your cocoon. Once you dip your cocoon, okay, it's going to soften up, just kind of like a peanut, the packing peanut. Once you dip it in for a little bit and it starts to soften up, then you can go ahead and apply that over the lips. Okay. Then you want to go ahead and once you have moistened your cocoon, you want to go ahead and do circular rotations. With this, you want to make sure that you have a facial square and you place the facial square over to the side of the lips. In case the water from the cocoon does come down and drip to the side of her lips and down her ears, it catches the water. Circular rotation. And you can turn your cocoon over. You can turn your paper over. Take your facial towelette and you're going to pat dry. You can turn it inside out. Making sure that you have collected all of the scrub. You don't necessarily need to touch the lips with your bare fingers, although you can. If you feel the client is moving their lips around, it's more than likely because they've got a little bit of a salt or sugar down on the side or the inside that is scooted down into the nooks and crannies of her lips. So you can ask your client if she has any or feels any of the scrub, and you can remove with a Q-tip or give her a tissue and she can remove. If not, we will move on to the lip treatment. So this is a shea butter lip treatment, and what we're going to do is go ahead and open up, and we are going to take a Q-tip, and with a Q-tip, just one small little scoop, obviously not a lot, the lips are not that big of an area. Always want to make sure to close your lids. Okay. We're going to go ahead and we're going to apply the treatment. Your treatment you're going to leave on your client for about 5 minutes. Okay. Let her sit for 5 minutes. Okay. Once the 5 minutes is up, what you're going to do is you're going to simply take your water. It has clean water, just that when you put your cocoon in here, it starts to get the particles of the cocoon in the water, so it starts to cloud a little. So take your towelette, squeeze your towelette as best as you can. You have this towel underneath so that you can use that towel to wipe your hands, and you're going to open up your towelette. Okay? With this towelette, we're going to go ahead and clip it under, so lift the finger and push back. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pull the product off from side to side. Okay, take your towelette and you're going to flip it inside out. And you're going to remove the product as well. Take that towelette and throw it in the trash. The next thing that you want to do is just want to give it a second to dry. There are some options. Okay, you can put a tissue over, but just to retain the moisture, just let it dry on its own. The last step is that you're going to add the lip cream shea butter, or just to give your client some options, we have the mango, and as well we have honey. So before the treatment or during the treatment, you can ask the client which particular flavor or scent that they would like. Okay. For this one, we're going to stick with the shea butter. Again, with the shea butter, it's the lips, it's a very small amount, so the scrub is here. So we're going to come over to the side, put a little bit of the serum there, or not the serum, the cream, and you're going to take a new Q-tip. With the Q-tip, I'm going to dip it into the water slightly just to make sure that I don't have any little hair sticking out. I'm going to go ahead and pick up my cream, and this is probably a little too much cream, and I'm going to go ahead and apply from the outside corners in and outside corners in. And if it's too much, you don't want to leave your client with too much product because that sometimes is uncomfortable. Okay, go ahead and blot your lips. Let your client blot their lips. Is that too much or is that okay?
A little much.
A little much, okay? So your client will tell you. Take the other side. You want to dip it in a little bit of water so that way you don't get all of the fuzzies. Okay, and then go ahead and go over Some clients like a really glossy lip and some clients do not like a glossy lip. So as many passes as you need to do. Go ahead and blot one more time. Is that okay? That's good? Okay. So then you're going to go ahead and throw that away. And if you notice, I still have a lot of the product on my Q-tips. So as again, just to show that you need very little product. Okay. So once you are done, you want to go ahead and remove the draping from your guest and help them up as they're sitting up to go ahead and check out. Okay. And that concludes your lip treatment procedure.